Okay, guys, for this week, we're going to talk about another principle that I got from Mr. D'Amato, Jay D'Amato, the three-fighter principle. And Jay would always say to me, look, you got to have three fighters in your life. You got to have the guy that you beat all the time. You're more or less teaching that person what's going on. Then you got the guy who's more or less at your level, comparable to you. Sometimes you get him, sometimes he gets you. And then you need your third fighter. Now, the third fighter is the guy who's way above you. He's the guy that you're the first guy that you're always better than in teaching. You're his third fighter, maybe. I needed that third fighter, and I didn't really have it. I was back in Jamestown. I didn't really have that. So I called Jay and said, Jay, who do you suggest? I mean, who's the best overall grappler in the world? Is it one of the Gracies? I mean, and the Gracies are phenomenal. I mean, they've done probably more for martial arts than any family in history, maybe. But his answer was no, Gokar Shavashian is the best overall all-around grappler because he's got everything. A lot of guys are very good at the ground aspect. Gokar's good at every aspect you could think of. The ground, stand up, all of it. Not only does he know the full complement of every kind of upper body hold that you could imagine, he's also an expert on leg locks. So his luck, because I valued Jay's opinion so much, I phoned Gokar, I contacted him, and asked him if he would agree to evaluate me. The first time I met him, I flew out to Las Vegas, and then after that, I trained with him in California. I stayed with him at his house, got to be good friends with him. But you got to have three fighters, and the three fighters isn't just in martial arts. Three fighters is in everything in your life. It's really useful and beneficial for you and the other person to have somebody that you teach. You'll never learn something as well as you'll know it. You'll never know it as well as you will when you teach it. Once you start teaching it, you think you know it until you have to explain it to somebody. And that's a different story. Now, it's very good to have someone who challenges you, pushes you, you compete with. Sometimes they get you, sometimes you get them. Very healthy relationship. And then you need to humble yourself and find your third fighter. That's the part. Everybody likes being the teacher. They like being the big shot. They like showing up. It's more difficult for the other two. So a lot of guys will say, yeah, well, this guy, we've got this friendly competition going on. He gets me and I get him. A lot of people aren't willing to humble themselves to get the third fighter in their life. I've always sought those people out in everything I do. Right now, I've been training for the last 5 years or so, 5.5 years, I think, with at the school in Rochester, Markaida Kali. When I met those guys, Chris Manns and Anthony Palmer, along with some other guys, I've met them all pretty much, I thought, man, these guys are phenomenal at what they do. I went there to meet Doug, actually, Doug Markaida. I've only met Doug a couple of times. I trained with him once. But my path took me to Chris and took me to Anthony. And now, lately, I've been training pretty exclusively with Chris. One of the best guys I've ever met. And that's what I'm attracted to. Now, I'm not supposed to be as good as he is at what he does. I'm not supposed to be as good as Gokar is at what he does. That's not part of my path. But to have those three fighters in your life does so many things for you. It allows you to be a teacher, it allows you to learn, and it will keep you humble. So I encourage everybody out there, find the three fighters in your life. And understand, we're not talking about just fighting, we're talking about living. Whatever it is that you do. If you're a doctor, you're going to have the student that you teach. You're also going to have your colleagues. And then you should hopefully have somebody that's a mentor to you. That's true in every aspect of your life. It doesn't matter what it is. Find those three fighters for yourself, and you'll live your life will be the most fulfilled because of that. Don't fall into this trap where your ego won't let you be humble or won't let you reach out. Also, giving to another person, helping another person might be the best way to have meaning in your life, to really feel fulfilled. So that's the principle for this week, guys, the three fighters.